Tonight on KGW News, police close in and shoot a suspect in the middle of I-5. We talked to the man caught in the middle of the scene.
If they were to shoot back, I would have been in the car right behind them.
Plus, coming in out of the cold.
It was so cold that, I'm crunched up into my back seat of my car, and I'm just saying I got to do this.
The tiny homes giving people hope of getting off Portland streets for good. And dedicated Timbers fans prepare to camp out for days to get a prime spot at the MLS Cup Finals. Your news starts now. All right. We begin with new developments in that police shooting on I-5. We talked tonight with a man who captured the deadly confrontation on camera. The shooting ended an alleged crime spree spanning across North and Northeast Portland. Alma McCarty joins us in the newsroom with the update. Alma?
Many commuters dealt with delays in all directions on Monday, but few saw the scene on the interstate that caused the day-long backups. What we do want to warn you about this story is that some of the video you're going to see may be disturbing to you. You'll hear the gunshots, but we are not showing the bullets hitting the car. Caught up in traffic Monday morning heading north on I-5, one Portland man didn't expect to see, let alone record, the incident between officers and a supposed carjacking suspect.
Kept an eye on them, and I was wondering what they were doing in the middle of traffic, getting out of their vehicle and parking their vehicle too, in that left lane.
Mark told us while at a standstill, he rolled down his window to see what was going on.
At that point, they were eyeing somebody over in a lane, they're eyeing past my car, but they were kind of setting up to possibly, aim at somebody. They had their guns out, their automatic weapons, and started saying stuff like, "Do you got a line on the guy? Are you going to shoot him?"
He rolled up the window and got out his camera.
And as they started to tell him to stop, he just kept creeping forward, but we were all in traffic. He wasn't getting away, I wouldn't say, but he was definitely moving forward still, not stopping, but only going about 2 or 3 miles an hour. All of a sudden, they started just, shooting into the driver's side window.
Shocked by what he saw, Mark drove off.
At the time, I wasn't that nervous about the whole thing because it was all kind of going so quickly and I wasn't realizing what was going on.
Later that day, he says the gravity of what he witnessed hit him after learning more about the crime spree that led up to the police shooting. According to Portland police, that included a home invasion robbery, multiple armed carjackings, ending with the suspect shooting and injuring a driver on the interstate in an attempt to steal the vehicle.
I started realizing the story and that this guy had been kind of on the run and had, apparently taken this vehicle at gunpoint. And this was his second vehicle or maybe third. Then it really started to hit me. More importantly, that the police were on my right side taking down the perpetrator. And I was really the car. If they were to shoot back, I would have been the car right behind them.
Mark tells me he went home later that day and hugged his family tight, grateful to have solely been a bystander to this dangerous and deadly scene. There's a lot we still don't know in this case, including the name of the suspect. Detectives ask that people who witnessed any part of the crime spree come forward to help them piece together a detailed timeline.
Thank you, Alma. Oregon's Department of Transportation wants your input on how to spend over $1 billion. The funding will come to the state over the next several years as part of the infrastructure plan passed by Congress.
This is really the first time we've seen a major investment in the transportation system by the federal government in several decades.
ODOT will get $1.2 billion over the next 5 years. Most of that is already assigned to fight climate change, improve safety, expand transit options, and to repair bridges. But more than 30% of the funds are considered flexible. ODOT is giving Oregonians the chance to weigh in on how to spend that flexible funding. They held a webinar on the project this morning and expect several more over the next 18 months. You can also submit written comment on ODOT's website. With temperatures dropping near freezing this week, local nonprofits are helping people get inside out of the cold. Catherine Cook takes us to a unique shelter space with a broader mission, getting people into permanent housing.
It was so cold that, I'm crunched up into my back seat of my car, And I'm just saying, I got to do this.
That was 4 days ago, right before Lonnie Bear Cub Rogers made it here, the Arbor Lodge Winter Shelter on North Denver Avenue.
I want to get clean all the way, but I've been through so many programs that I'm a chronic relapser. So it's like, I get going real well and then something stops me, a death or, COVID really took it from me.
Organizers can only hope.
It's pretty cool.
Word of this shelter spreads to others like Lonnie,
So it stays super warm in here.
especially as freezing temperatures loom.
That's the point of this whole shelter, is to keep these people safe, warm, and alive.
Kevin Schaffner is with Do Good Multnomah. The nonprofit, along with the city, county, and metro, opened this winter shelter November 19th. It's one of several shelters funded in part by Metro's $2.4 billion supportive housing measure.
We want people to know what we're doing, know that we're here, and we want to help. And we want to help people get warm, safe, and housed eventually.
For the next 5 months, Arbor Lodge will provide 24-hour-a-day temporary housing for up to 70 people at a time, either in the main shelter or one of the outdoor heated pods. They also have case managers working to connect them with services and hopefully permanent housing.
The other part of this program is that we now have resources, vouchers to help people get into units, and placement efforts, case managers and permanent supportive housing to help folks stay housed.
Patricia Rojas is Regional Housing Director for Metro. With help from the supportive housing measure, she expects to see an increase of 40 to 50% in year-round shelter space.
It's beyond heartwarming. It is really inspirational, and it gives me a lot of hope because this is the beginning of something.
If you want to help, Arbor Lodge is always accepting donations. And right now, as you can see, they don't have very much at all. Their biggest needs are warm clothes, things like jackets, pants, shoes, and blankets for both men and women. And you can drop off donations right here in person.
I'm going to do what I need to do, those steps.
As for Lonnie, he's got a job interview lined up, and his case manager is already working on housing. In the meantime, he's making every day at Arbor Lodge count.
I really want to set an example, and I see a couple guys in here that are doing it, and man, giving me hugs and saying, hey, Lonnie, you can do it. You can.
In North Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
And in Salem, Governor Kate Brown joined city leaders there for the opening of a new shelter in what used to be a motel. It's called Arches Inn. The first floor is already done, and the second and third floors should be renovated by spring. The first group of people moving in will be wildfire victims. They move in on December 13th. When it's completely finished, it's expected to house about 100 people.
I have ADD, ADHD, bipolar, and borderline schizophrenic. On top of that, I got ammonia in my lungs, and I also got cancer in my chest surrounding my heart. So getting into a place like this would be more worth my while.
This is part of a larger plan to create over 700 new shelter beds to get people off the streets in Salem. Roosevelt High School in Portland will have extra campus safety staff on hand tomorrow after an incident sent the school into lockdown today. A student allegedly robbed another student with a weapon near the campus in North Portland. Nearby Astor Elementary and George Middle School went into lockout until police got there and detained the students involved. No one was hurt, but the school acknowledges the day may have been especially traumatizing for students following the school shooting in Michigan last week. Counselors will be available tomorrow for student support.